guys, welcome back to another video. If it is your first time here, you like daily gaming content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you've been watching for a while, which I see a large percentage of you have been, you like the content, hit the subscribe, help the channel grow, and make sure to check out my Spotify in the description, the audio version of the show. You can get that there. Now, let's start off here. Let's talk about Xbox Game Pass, because we got another Xbox Game Pass announcement, the second one for March, and it is a phenomenal announcement of games here to add on to. We already got MLB The Show yesterday, which is a great release every single year into the service, and the other games you've already received in March. But we got this big announcement here with a bunch of games. We'll just quickly go over them, and as I said, available today: MLB The Show 24, cloud and console, and Lightyear Frontier, which is one of those games. It's a day one game that a lot of people were very interested in when they first showed off the trailer. An open world farming adventure game. Looks actually very cool for people who are into those styles of games, so make sure to go check those out. But here are the ones that are coming soon. You have The Quarry for cloud and console coming on March 20th. That is one of those narrative games where you're going through, it's a horror game. It says 9 teenage counselors are plunged into an unpredictable night of horror, and you make decisions, and based off of your decisions, there will be different outcomes. So The Quarry came out, I think it was last year or maybe 2 years ago. I forget exactly when, but a lot of people did really enjoy this game. Evil West, this is a game that I've been wanting to play for a very long time, never got around to it. It's coming March 21st to cloud, console, and PC. Third-person action game. Looks very cool. Happy I didn't go out and buy it. I was very close to doing that because now it is coming here to Xbox Game Pass. You have Terra Invicta in game preview coming to PC on March 26th. Don't know too much about this game, but they say here, from the creators of Long War, an alien invasion has fractured humanity into 7 ideological factions, each with a unique vision for the future. Lead your chosen faction to take control of Earth's nations, expand across the solar system, and battle enemy fleets in tactical combat. So a tactical game on PC. Check it out if you're interested in that. Then we have the big one here, Diablo 4, the first ABK game coming over to the Xbox Game Pass service, coming to console and PC on March 28th. For those who haven't jumped in and played it, now you'll be able to do it on Xbox Game Pass. And there is that question about how can you actually access this game, especially if you are on PC? And we do have a little bit of verification here from Idlesoft saying, FYI, looks like there's battle.net integration for Diablo 4 on PC Game Pass. When trying to install Diablo 4 on PC, I was met with a pop-up letting me know that Blizzard Entertainment account is required to play the game. So that, I think, for some people will be kind of disappointing. It does make absolute sense, though. It is a legacy title. I wonder going forward, however, how Xbox is going to be handling this entire battle.net thing. And for brand new games that don't have a legacy audience to it, are you just going to be able to launch it via PC Game Pass and get all the achievements and everything? Because that's one of the more annoying things to me when it comes to Game Pass on PC, is that if you're playing like EA games, or you're playing games that come from other services, and you have to launch the PC launcher, you miss out on that Xbox experience, essentially, which is like the achievements that don't pop up on PC. So hopefully that is something in the future with PC releases that they do end up fixing. Next up here is Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged Cloud, Console, and PC coming to March 28th. If you like those Hot Wheels racing games, this one's for you. We got Open Roads coming cloud, console, and PC on March 28th. That is also a day one game. It says long lost family secrets, hints of a hidden fortune, and miles to go before they sleep. Tess Devine's relationship with her mom has never been easy, but they're about to set out together on a journey into the past they'll never forget. So I'm guessing this is kind of like an adventure style of game. You have Ark Survival Ascended cloud, PC, and Xbox April 1st. Lots of Ark fans out there, so that will be exciting. F123 coming to the cloud on April 2nd. And then we got Super Hot Mind Control Delete coming to cloud, console, and PC on April 2nd. The Super Hot games, the first-person shooters, just in a very lot of cool stuff there. Bullet hell, slow pace, all that stuff. Very cool game, those Super Hot games. And again, a bunch of games, like in case you missed, NBA 2K24 was available on Game Pass this month. So tons of games here, a great list, a bunch here that I'm going to be checking out that I want to play. For me, Diablo 4, Evil West, and I'm kind of interested here in Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, so I'll probably be checking that one too, and probably Super Hot Mind Control Delete. So lots of stuff here. Great announcement here for Xbox Game Pass. One of the better announcements that they have had this year. All right, let's jump over here. Let's talk about Something very interesting. A new development kit was certified in South Korea for Xbox. So it says here, a new Xbox dev kit console was certified today in South Korea, and the model number reveals it is not a development kit for a known console. This is something that we don't know, that's not on the market yet. It's not the Series X, it's not the Series S. It makes you speculate what exactly could that be, whether it's the digital console or is it preparing for something that we've never seen or heard about yet. They say, as reported by Korea Xbox News on Twitter, the new dev kit was certified today by South Korea's National Radio Research Agency, essentially allowing the device to be used in the country. The model number is 2089. It's different from the S and the X, which were both certified 5 months before the release of both consoles. So right now we're March, you would go May or April, May, June, July, August. That's August, July timeframe would make sense because they would probably be releasing the next Xbox if they are going to announce one and release it in the September to December timeframe. So that kind of makes sense 5 months before the release. And we've seen the leaks of the Xbox Series X digital. I'm guessing this is probably what that is. I doubt it's a Pro version. I know the PS5 Pro is coming out, but from everything we've heard and seen, there's really no indication that Xbox wants anything to do with a Pro console right now. They're probably just going to wait until they get to the next generation of consoles before releasing the beefier, more powerful Xbox. So I have a feeling this is the Xbox Series X digital, the cylindrical one that we did see. Lots of questions about that. My biggest question when it comes to that one is, are they going to also be releasing a separate disk drive on the side, which I think they should, and I think that would be great, especially if you're able to use that separate disk drive on the current Xbox Series S's. But we'll keep our eyes out on this and see if any more information does pop up about this brand new Xbox dev kit and what console it could be for. Okay, let's talk about Connie Booth. If you remember, last year in October, Connie Booth left PlayStation. She was the former head of production at PlayStation, and she was actually at PlayStation for 34 years. So very established, higher up there at PlayStation. And she left kind of seemingly out of nowhere. A lot of questions were being asked, and we still don't officially know what the reason is as to why she did leave PlayStation, but she's now back in gaming as she has decided to go work with Electronic Arts. It says, in an exclusive report by IGN, it was explained that Connie Booth had stepped into a general manager action RPG role at Electronic Arts. They say she'll be working on the shape of the future of a series of studios, including EA Motive, Cliffhanger, and BioWare, and reporting directly to the recently appointed head of EA Entertainment, Laura Miele. She will have direct input in games like Iron Man, Black Panther, Mass Effect 4, and Dragon Age Dreadwolf. And they also say here that Booth may want to replicate some of PlayStation's strategies at Electronic Arts, which is in the midst of restructuring efforts that has seen almost 1,000 employees laid off around the world. So Connie Booth is now back in the gaming industry at EA, working on some major games with some major developers. And she's had a long, successful history at PlayStation. 34 years. PlayStation has had tons of great moments over those 34 years. And I think if there is a publisher right now that needs some help, it is EA. I mean, EA had a resurgence over the last little while, but now we're seeing all of the layoffs. There's still questions up in the air about the next Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Or I should say, at least EA needs help with those games where there's a lot of fans that are skeptical as to how well they will come out because of the previous versions that did come out, in terms of a lot of people didn't like Dragon Age Inquisition. A lot of people did not like Mass Effect Andromeda. So if she can come in there and make a big difference and release great versions, get those games back into prominence, I think that would be an awesome thing. So we'll see how well Connie Booth does here at EA. Let's talk about Ubisoft now, another major publisher, because this is really cool. This is something that I've always kind of talked about when it comes to the positives of the AI and what it could potentially do to help the gaming industry. It's always been, for me, how is it going to increase the immersion with NPCs when you're walking around in different worlds? How do they interact? Because as of right now, you go into a lot of open worlds and NPCs are very similar. They react similarly no matter what you do. And if that can really be extrapolated to every NPC almost having their own personality, I think that would be insane for immersion. And we're kind of seeing that here with Ubisoft, who are exploring generative AI to power NPCs in future games. It says Ubisoft is working with NVIDIA and in-world AI to explore the use of generative AI to power non-playable characters, NPCs in the future of games from the publisher. It's called Neo NPCs, and basically they're going to change how these NPCs interact with players in real time within games, as well as how they would be interacting with other characters and environments around them within the games, which sounds very, very cool. In fact, you have here Ubisoft Paris, who is using NVIDIA's audio-to-face technology as well as in-world AI's character engine and LLM technology. NVIDIA saying, with Neo NPCs, Ubisoft narrative and animation designers blended the reliability of scripted game elements with the dynamism of spontaneous player interactions, nudging the future of game development towards new horizons. So, I mean, take that for what you will. It's kind of just PR speak, but we'll see how it actually does end up utilizing this technology in improving the way NPCs do interact. You also have Ubisoft's SVP of product technology or production technology, Guillemette Picard, saying, by partnering with NVIDIA on our Neo NPCs prototype, NVIDIA's audio-to-face solution helped us to create deeper immersion through real-time facial animations for truly improvisational NPC conversations. They say AI is a powerful tool that can greatly enhance player experiences by making games more dynamic, immersive, and unique. And they say, we are thrilled to partner with Ubisoft to leverage NVIDIA ACE in the advancement of digital characters. I think this is really cool to see how this does turn out. And especially it makes sense with Ubisoft, who their games are big open worlds, the majority of them right now, where you are running around. There is lots of things to do. People think that it's all just checklists, but there's just so many different variations in the worlds in these Ubisoft games. So making those better, making them more immersive, maybe getting rid of some of the monotony that people find within these games. If you can have NPCs just randomly doing things while you're going through the world, having different interactions when you're not even on quests, I think will be very, very cool. So this is what I'm excited about most when it comes to AI, is just how does it increase the immersion, especially in these big open world games. All right, let's talk Fallout, because one of the major strategies that we've seen at PlayStation specifically is taking their IPs and then making them across all different forms of media, which will bring attention to those actual IPs themselves, bring attention to the games, bring attention to the shows if they have it all cohesive in different forms of media. And we're seeing Xbox do this now as well with their IPs. You have the Halo show, we have the Fallout show coming out, and you're seeing a direct effect on how, when there is a popular IP put into a different media form, how it actually affects the original media form, which is the game itself. This is Fallout 4 seeing a 33% increase in Xbox players following the latest TV show's trailer. So this comes via True Achievements, who from their analysis and their database of players can say here that they've seen a 33% increase in players collecting Fallout 4 achievements, and this follows the trailer that we did see. They say, according to our data, which is collected from a sample pool of over 2.4 million global Xbox accounts, Fallout 4 has seen a 33% increase in Xbox players since the latest Fallout TV show trailer, which came out March 7th. And they say, in fact, Fallout 4 has returned to the top 40 in their gameplay charts, which they are 38th now. They also say Fallout 76 has seen a 6% increase in players, and it was at 61 most played before the trailer dropped. Now it's at 48th. And then Fallout New Vegas as well has seen an increase in players, going from the 200 most played Xbox game before the trailer to the 152nd most played game. So a direct correlation here between the trailer of a show of a popular video game franchise to players jumping back into the actual video game. And I feel like when the show does release, if it is popular, you'll have a lot more people checking out the Fallout franchise, whether they are previous players or players that have never played the games themselves. And this is something that, again, it's a strategy that PlayStation has really been employing and talked about. Now Xbox is doing it. And even, I mean, you look at Nintendo with like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It's these major gaming IP franchises that are being spread out across all media so that they can get people from a broad range of customer bases, whether they like video games or not, spending money on their IPs. And we're seeing it pay off here again with just a trailer for the Fallout show. All right, Final Fantasy XIV is coming over to Xbox, the MMORPG, and the beta has been out. We know the official release date is tomorrow, March 21st, so right around the corner. And this was a big get, I think, for Xbox, because I don't think anybody saw this coming, at least before this generation. But we know at the beginning of this generation, Phil Spencer said that he really wanted to increase the foothold and mind share of Xbox in Japan. One way to do that is to get into better relationships with major publishers there, bring over games that a lot of people over there play. One of those games is Final Fantasy XIV. So a big day tomorrow when this does launch. But one of the things you should know about is that there will be currency in this game to purchase like skins and mounts and to upgrade your subscription that can only be used here on Xbox. It says here, however, as revealed on the game's official website, the Xbox version will include its own currency called Final Fantasy XIV coins, which players will have to buy with real money to make purchases on Final Fantasy XIV online store and the MOG station. So I believe if you had currency on another version of the game, I guess you can't use that on the Xbox console itself, but you can go to the online store on your browser and use it there, which I think will be credited to your character when you do launch it into Xbox. It says the MOG station, meanwhile, is used to upgrade to the full version of the game, add game time to the player subscription, and buying other services. According to Square Enix, players who only play the Series X and S version of the game will have to buy Final Fantasy XIV coins and use these on the online store and MOG station. Players who use their account on multiple platforms, however, can make purchases on the website using real money as usual, and they will be carried over to the Xbox version. So there is that workaround, but if you're expecting to use your currency from other versions of the games on your Xbox console, that just isn't going to be the case. They do say there is one perk here though, which is kind of a cool thing, especially if you're somebody who's going to be spending a lot of hours in this game on your Xbox, is they say the new currency will likely have been added to allow Microsoft to take a percentage from microtransactions and subscriptions. However, players who use Microsoft rewards should be able to use their rewards points to buy Xbox funds and pay for their Final Fantasy XIV coin. So that is an advantage here of them having their own coin that is only used on Xbox. And finally, let's talk about this, because we discussed this yesterday about the PlayStation 5 Pro and trying to figure out who the PS5 Pro is for. And there was a lot of hype when the PS5 Pro leaks did come out. A lot of people looking at the teraflops thinking that this console was just going to be so much more powerful. You were going to get every single game at 60 FPS, 4K. But then more information came out after that, specifically on the CPU and how the CPU is only a 10% boost. And in my video yesterday, I talked about how most likely it isn't going to end up giving you that consistent 60 FPS in all of the games going forward, especially with games even right now that we're seeing having troubles reach steady frame rates on the current generation of consoles. But one of the games people want the PS5 Pro to be specifically made for, you could say, is GTA 6 and a 60 FPS mode in GTA 6. But it sounds like that most likely won't be the case, as Digital Foundry also weighed in on this when speaking of GTA 6. So let's listen to what they have to say.
The upshot of this is, as Alex said, is that the games that are targeting 30 FPS are not going to be targeting 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5 Pro if they're CPU limited. So, you know, all of the sort of conjectures that, hey, this is going to be a great box for Grand Theft Auto 6, we'll be able to run that at 60 frames per second, unless there's some magical CPU stuff being done by Rockstar. I suggest that's not going to happen. Extra 10% on clocks isn't really going to do much at all. It will help your sort of worst possible frame rates when you're CPU limited, but it's not a game changer. I think that's pretty clear.
So there you have it. If you're expecting the PS5 Pro to be that GTA 6 box for 60 frames per second, that is most likely not going to end up being the case. Where I will see some improvements probably with GTA 6 is going to be in some textures. I feel like Rockstar is still only going to be putting out a 30 FPS mode here for GTA 6 on both the Series X and the PS5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro, and you'll probably just get the slightly better looking version on the PlayStation 5 Pro, but we'll wait and see. Maybe this will be the first game that they are releasing here with a nice performance mode that is well optimized for one of Rockstar's biggest, if not their biggest release ever. So I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.